We gonna make friends in the city. 2 months later, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be about 10 things I wish I knew before moving to Germany. For those that don't know, I currently live in Germany now. I think I've mentioned it in the video before, and I'm gonna share 10 things I wish I knew before coming here. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Click the subscribe button below, and if you're not following me on Instagram, it's at Wale Chronicles. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, give it a like below. It helps to suggest this video to other people who might be interested. And with all that being said, let's move into this video. The number one thing I wish I knew before moving to Germany is that learning German in Germany is more expensive than learning German outside of Germany. So before I moved here, I learned German up to B1 level at the Goethe Institute in Jakarta, Indonesia, where I was living before. And it was cheaper for me to learn it there. So I wish I had learned up to like C1 level, so that when I come here, all I had to do was just practice and I didn't have to go back to language school. It's more expensive here because the language schools break the courses further into smaller bulks and then into smaller steps, and then each step costs, like, the cheapest school I found was 220 euros or so here in Berlin. So yeah, I wish I had known that. I would have learned up to a higher level before coming, so I don't have to spend money unnecessarily on these language schools taking all my money. Okay, the second thing I wish I knew before moving here is the cultural difference between East and West Germany. So for those that don't know, East Germany was under the DDR, DDR in English, DDR, which was under communism, and after Second World War, DDR was under communism, and the Western Germany was under, I can't remember, was it B something? I can't remember. I'll put it somewhere. So Western Germany was under the Allied forces, that's America, France, and all that. So it was more under capitalism. And now, like, between the two parts of the country, there are certain cultural inferences and differences. Like the Western people from the Western part of Germany, this is my personal opinion anyway, they're more capitalists in nature. It's still Germany, so there's still a bit of socialism, but they're more capitalists in outlook than those from East Germany, who are more socialist, communist in outlook. So they're like, let the government own all the parastatals, while the other ones are like, yeah, we want to start our business, we want to make some money. Well, there's a cultural divide between the two parts. I wish I knew that. I had no idea. I just thought Germany was Germany and they're all the same. Wrong. The third thing, I don't know why I'm doing this. The third thing I wish I knew before moving here is that when you're applying for jobs, on your CV, first of all, you need to put your photograph. I think this is not a common practice in everywhere in the world, but where I'm from, it's not really a common practice. You can choose to put it or not choose to put it. But the important thing is, don't just put any photograph on your CV. Don't put your passport photograph like I did. You're going to get bounced. So you need to take a professional photograph. There are many studios that offer this service in Germany. You go and you wear your like best suits and you go with your smiley face, and most of the pictures are always looking like this. I don't know. That's what I see anyway. But you need to take a professionally taken professional photograph for your CV, and not just your passport photograph that you use for other things. I don't know why I did that, and I was bounced a lot until I upped my game. So I wish I knew that before coming here. The fourth thing I wish I knew is that cash is still king in Germany. So if you're coming from countries where you're used to paying things with your card, your credit card or your debit card or whatever card you're using, in Germany, in many small establishments like restaurants, small shops, flower shops, cash is still king. Like, many times you'll see the sign on the door, they'll be like, we don't take cash here. Like, we don't take card here. We only take cash. And some stores are actually trying now. They're like, anything below like 12 euros or so, we're not going to accept card payment or something. I don't know why this is still the case, but in many places you need to have your cash. Unlike other Western countries, like in Sweden, like everything is paid by card no matter how small. But in Germany, cash is still king. The fifth thing I wish I knew before moving here is how difficult it is to find accommodation. I think this is, I don't know if it's a general thing worldwide, but my experience here in Germany, to find accommodation, especially in the capital city of Berlin. I think I'm going to do another video talking about accommodation entirely. It's even especially difficult if you're not here yet to find accommodation. When you're here, it's difficult, but before you come, if you're trying to find it before you arrive, some people are lucky, but it's very, very difficult. There are many websites to look for accommodation, but it took me months and months and months to finally find somewhere I'm comfortable with, months of moving from one place to another, temporary contracts. And I think another thing about the accommodation thing is like, I think in the beginning I used to send my application in English. Why? We're in Germany. Like, those rude women that will tell you, wir sind in Deutschland, wir müssen nur Deutsch sprechen. We are in Germany, so I should have sent my application in German language. But yeah, after some time I learned the hard way that you should always send your accommodation application in German. What's that on this chair? Oh, it's my phone. Send your application in German. It's difficult to find accommodation. I think I've overflogged the points, but moving on. Number 6 thing I wish I knew before moving to Germany is that I shouldn't have sold my bicycle. Buying a bicycle is expensive here. I had a bicycle in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I could have shipped it, but I don't know why I was thinking. I just sold it because I was like, I don't want to have too many things, you know, minimalism and stuff. No, I should have brought my bicycle because buying a bicycle here is expensive, and riding a bicycle is such a nice thing to do, especially in spring and summer. And you know, sustainability, we're trying to contribute to the sustainability of the world. Anyway, that's the 6th thing. Moving on. The 7th thing, I don't know why I keep putting the number, but another thing I wish I knew before moving to Germany is that bureaucracy is not a myth. Even in 2020, in 2020, the way some people say it, okay, even in 2020, bureaucracy is not a myth. So with many things, there is always a procedure. It doesn't matter if the procedure is no longer making sense or if it's no longer viable. It's always like, this is the way it's done and you have to do it that way. I mean, I understand sometimes that you need to do, but sometimes it's just like, I mean, first of all, if you want to, in Germany, you have to always register where you live within 14 days of moving to where you live. And before you cannot go randomly, you have to book an appointment. And before you find an appointment, sometimes it's like 1 month after you moved into the place to find an available appointment. And then you have to go through the process, and then you have to go to the registration office to submit your paperwork. I don't know why you still have to submit like actual paper. I don't know what they do with the paper. I mean, this is something you can do online, but just know that like I was a bit shocked by how bureaucratic even the basic things are, and it's still kind of old school. Another thing I wish I knew before moving here is that making friends is hard. I don't know if this applies. I think this applies actually to every major capital city or any, I don't know, but making friends in this country is hard, especially with you would make friends, of course, with expat people like you, but making local friends is a bit more difficult and takes, I don't know, maybe it takes a bit more time. So far, hasn't really worked for me so much. I mean, wait, let me not betray my German friends. I think I have like maybe 1 or 2 German friends, but that's it. Oh god, they're going to murder me for saying I did. Making friends is hard. No, but honestly, making friends is hard, especially if you live like in one of the major cities like I do, which is Berlin. There's a lot of transient people, like people come, people go, new set of people come. So keeping like real friends is really difficult, and I wish I knew that before moving here, then I'll be more prepared. I came like We gonna make friends in the city. 2 months later, no friends. 3 months, no friends. It took me a while, but I eventually found my crew and I made friends. Number 9 thing I wish I knew in before moving to Germany is that nothing is open on Sundays. And when I mean nothing, I mean nothing. Zilch. Nothing is open on Sunday. And it makes sense. Honestly, now that I think about it, I really like appreciate it, because people that work in these places also need to spend time with their families. And I mean, even if they have like maybe one day off during the week or whatever, it's not the same thing as having a general weekend day off that everybody's off and you can spend time with your family, or you can sleep on your couch or do whatever it is people do. I don't know, but yeah, honestly, now I'm used to it and it makes sense to me. But initially, when I moved here, I was like, why? What the Sunday is going on? Why can't anything be open? Like, I want to go shopping. No, not shopping. I want to go grocery shopping on Sunday because it's just more convenient. But now I'm used to it. Like, I do everything I need to. I buy everything I need to buy before Sunday, and then on Sunday you just do something else. Simple. And finally, you know, it will not be a Wale O Chronicles video if I don't talk about hair. Hair product is really accessible here. When I was coming, I came with like a ton of products. I came with everything because after my experience in Jakarta, Indonesia, like I didn't want any surprises. I didn't want any like bad hair day and stuff. So I came with a lot of stuff, my hair products, but it's really easily accessible here. Amazon, there are many African stores where you can find tons of things to use for your hair. And that's all. Now we are I don't know why I'm so excited today, but that's the 10 things I wish I knew before moving to Germany. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.